Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And we are live. How do you do? Let me fix my screen. Boom. Okay. Hello and welcome. What are we talking about today? We're talking about the Undisputed fight has just been cancelled. Can you cancel something that was never really made? Uno momento, mami, slow your tempo. Let's do a sound check. But first, yes, the Undisputed fight, it looks like it's not going to happen. It's off. Alexander Usyk confirmed that today on Talk Sport and other media outlets. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what's on the menu, what's on the title, right? It's not all up in there in the title, but we do know. We're talking about that. We're talking about. We're looking forward to Plant versus Benavides. We're talking about looking at Lawrence Okoye's latest statements with regards to his split from Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, DAZN. Lawrence, where is it? Where did I see that? Okay, I'll get back to that. I'll find that shortly. But yes, there's a lot of things to talk about. But first and foremost, let's do the sound check. Scan on here. What's going on here? Let's get some volume. Oh, let's kill the music and get some more volume on this. Let's go. What's going on? Come on. Let's kill the music and get some more volume on this. Let's go. What's going on? Come on. Yes. Kill the music and get some more. Yes, yes, yes. We are live and ready to go. What's going on? Iron Kong says, what's happened? Has the Raphie changed his mind? Never. Never. The Aaron Daly up in the building, bright and early. Okay, so how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Okay, let me shut down a couple of these windows. Trying to shut down. I can't shut down that. Don't want to shut down that. Don't want to shut down that. Shut this down. Shut that one down for the time being. Oh, yeah, of course. There's Plant versus Benavides, Ramirez versus Comey. All of these on Saturday, March the 25th. And, of course, Okoye versus Light. Colbert fighting Valenzuela. There's a bunch of fights on this weekend. Let's shut that down for a second. Okay. So what's going on here? Hold on. Okay. Let's get this thing up. Where is it? Oh, yeah. There it is. There it is. As negotiations. Okay. Okay. How many more times do I have to bow my head? OMG. This is as good a place to start as any. Bizzle up in the building. Okay. All right. All right. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. We're going in. We're going in. Let's get the screen right. Is that visible? I think it might be a low IQ night off. Low IQ night off. What does that mean? I think I know what it means. I think I do. It's kind of cryptic. Or is it? Okay. 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 Let's go. Let's get into this. Let's do this. Hello and welcome, one and all. You are in tune to the Boxing Talk with Raphie, the original wrap-up show. Don't settle for any imitations. You see the wrap-up show. There is only one. There can only be one. It's right here at the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. You know, I heard the word last night before I went to bed, before I laid my head down. I had one little last look around on YouTube, and I saw a live video on. Said something like Fury versus Usyk off. I thought it was a load of cockamamie nonsense. So I did a quick search around, quick look around. Philip Roberts up in the building. I had a quick look around, you know, to find any news articles on the topic, and I saw none. So I thought, nah, this is some speculation or something, but it's not official. So the Raphie went to sleep. Working from home today. So around lunchtime, just before lunchtime, I had another little looky. And for some articles, and I found confirmation from Krasuk, Alexander Usyk's manager. And then a little bit later on, I saw that it was official. Not just words, but official. And at that point, it was lunchtime. I had to bang out the video. It's quite animated in the video, and rightly so, and understandably so. So this piece, as a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Let's get the banner up. Let's make this thing official. Save that and scroll. Okay. Why did Fury duck Usyk and Undisputed? Did he duck it? Has he ducked it? Has he ducked the fight? Because if you duck the fight, he's ducked exclusive. Okay, let's get into it. On a momento, let's make sure everything is correct and composite. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so word came out today, or last night actually. Speculation, the word that Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk was off. Wasn't happening, not happening. And today, Krasuk kind of spelt it out, what the stumbling block was. And let's go right ahead and get into that right now. Let's go. Okay, so Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. Undisputed fight is now off. How many more times do I have to bow my head? OMG. Talks to stage the undisputed world heavyweight title fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk have failed to reach a conclusion. Usyk team on how the negotiations collapsed. We're thirsty to make it happen. We're going to use each and every effort. We're going to use each and every effort, but I don't believe it's possible. Okay. Wednesday, 22nd of March, which is today. 5:23 UK time. Okay. Alexander Usyk's promoter Alex Krasuk tells Sky Sports News the reason talks have broken down with Fury is due to the Brits' demands over a rematch clause. How much of this can we use? Why is that big banner there? The hell?
Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk's undisputed.
Hold on. How long is that? 4 minutes? Can't do that.
To reach a conclusion, according.
Shut this down a little bit.
How disappointed I am. You hear me well?
WBA mandatory.
I will try to express how disappointed I am. Not just for Usyk, not just for this fight not happening, but for the all boxing fans around the world. Because this is probably the most.
Okay, let me know if you can hear it clear, if there's an echo, or if it's a subpar. Quality subpar. I'll make any necessary adjustments required.
Anticipated fight, the most waited fight, and the most wanted one, and not just from the fans, but from our side as well.
Fight was never on, in my opinion. What makes you say that? We never signed a contract, so yeah, it's not on until you sign the contract. Fury is a house. He will fight a bomb for less than he would have got in a 50-50 split with Usyk. It is clear. OMG. OMG.
Usyk put it in the WBC belt is the one that's pending in his collection, and he has to gain it. And it.
So Usyk wants the WBC belt. That's the objective. It's clear.
Remains the highest priority for him. And
it is the highest priority
for us to deliver that to him. No matter what happens, sometimes it can be like this. Sometimes it can be better.
Sometimes it can be like this. Sometimes it can be like that.
It's very early to speak about that today, maybe tomorrow. But at this point, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I hope it gets a bit more specific.
Obviously, you then joined that rematch. Is that correct?
Well, it's a part, only a small part of the thing. So throughout our negotiations, we spent hours and hours of talks on the phone, on Zoom.
Communication was good, intense.
During the meetings in London. So we all made our best. Not just our side, but Frank Warren, George Warren, Queensberry.
Everybody tried. Everybody tried.
We all tried to make it happen. But at some point, we are not the final decision makers. We are delivering the best solutions to our fighters, and they are the ones to take the fight. From Usyk's perspective, he was so willing to make this fight. And it's not about Tyson Fury. It's about the WBC belt.
It's about a WBC belt.
Unfortunately for us, Tyson Fury is holding it temporarily.
Yep, we know that. Yeah, we know that.
But then we have to face this. Not just Tyson, but his attitude.
Tyson Fury's attitude. Is that what he said?
We tried. We've been trying for several months, probably 5 or 6 months.
5 or 6 months trying to nail down this damn thing. 5 to 6 months trying to get a damn fight. 5 to 6 months they've been trying.
We made many attempts approaching with different options.
Can you not just agree on one fight, winner takes all?
They've been trying.
Of the belts, and then it fragments afterwards, then fine.
It is acceptable, but the split should not be 70-30.
If it's a one fight.
So it's acceptable. If it's a one-fight deal, remember Frank Warren mentioned it somehow on I think on Talk Sport. He said that it's an easy fight to make. 2 champions, 2 big names. It's a 50-50 fight. So very fair, no disrespect to any champion. And I agree with him completely.
Okay, so that's what it was. That's what Frank Warren said. It was a 50-50 fight. 2 champions coming together. But then Tyson Fury had to put his magic ingredients on proceedings. And this is the outcome. No fight. No 50-50. No 40-60. But 30-70. I gotta say, it is disgraceful. And it seems to me that Tyson Fury has done everything in his power to make this thing difficult from the start. Did the same thing with Dillian White. And I've come to the conclusion that Tyson Fury tries to demoralize. He tries to demoralize his opponents even before They've stepped in the ring. Did it with Dillian White. Got him down to something like 20%. Demoralizing. He did it to, and now he's doing it to Alexander Usyk. Got him down to 30%. But that wasn't good enough. So what does he do then? Comes back. Check my videos. It's all up in the videos. Comes back and says, oh, well, let's up the ante then. You've accepted 70-30, so let's up the ante. Up what ante? What ante? I said it in the video. What ante was Tyson Fury trying to up? He said, all right, then you've accepted 70-30. Let's up the ante. Let's not have a rematch clause. Forget about your rematch clause. And Alexander Usyk came back and said, what rematch clause? The rematch clause that we have in the contract was at your behest. You wanted the rematch. So you're talking about upping the ante and taking the rematch clause out. What the hell's that all about? And like Alexander Krusek just said, okay, well, if it's a one-fight deal, well, the percentage split will have to reflect that. You want a one-fight deal? Cool. 50-50. 50-50 and you get your one-fight deal. I mean, hasn't Fury always had, when he was the A side, hasn't he always had a rematch clause involved? But now, shizzle, done, change. Trying to demoralize his opponents before he gets them in the ring. Fury been trying to slip and slide his way out the fight. If Fisheye said it was an easy fight to make, then you know the complete opposite is true. OMG. How can Fury show his face? Well, I'm saying, if Fury, how's he going to show his face after this? If this fight doesn't happen, how the hell is Fury going to show his damn big face after this? But let's welcome in our man in the Caribbean. It's the Iron Kong 26.
How you doing, Raphie?
How you doing, Kong? I'm good. It was a reasonable day over here. It was very sunny yesterday. Very sunny yesterday.
So you got out? You moved around a bit?
I got out. Well, I was working from home today, but I still go down to the gym. So lunchtime. But this event occurred and it kind of cut into my time. I still did it, but today was a bit rushed, you know. But yesterday, it's quite luxurious. I kind of enjoyed the sun and I wasn't rushed, so I got a nice session in. Them gal, them are going crazy. Them are going crazy. They're going crazy. They're going crazy. Yeah. I was talking to one.
Oh man.
I was talking to one and it's slightly controversial, but the girl was so lean that she had pecs instead of breasts. She had pecs instead of breasts because I tried to figure it out. I was talking to her. I was trying to figure out. I was talking to her. I was saying, yo, I think what's happened here is that this girl would have been flat-chested anyway. But now she's kind of lean. She's just genetically flat-chested. But now what's happened is that instead of breasts, she's grown pecs with just a little bit of breast material, you know, around the you know, a little bit of breast material, pecs with breast material, and it was quite stunning to me. It's quite shocking. I mean, I had to kind of I've never really seen it so clearly and so defined. Pecs with breasts. It's something else. It's something else. It really is. Yeah, it's been on my mind. It's been on my mind.
Clearly it's been on your mind, Raphie.
No, it's serious. No, it's seriously on my mind. This happened on Monday, and I don't know, man. Well, I think the Raphie's gonna find out. I think the Raphie's gonna find out.
Well, she clearly made an impression on you, Raphie.
Well, I think I've clearly made an impression on her also. Because when I'm going about my business in there, it's like she unashamedly confers with her friend, and they unashamedly look down wherever I'm doing, and they're not shy. They're not shy. They just look directly down, kind of exchange opinions, confer. And so it's just a matter of time, Con. It's just a matter of time.
I got you, Raphie. I hope everything work out for you,
Yeah. It's new territory. I've never really engaged with a girl who's built in the particular way that I mentioned. Never really happened before.
I remember when I'm 42 now, so this would have to be when I was 20, 25, something like that.
Yeah.
I had a somewhat brief moment with a lady that was heavily into working out.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Very fit woman. Not like super like brolic, like I'm not like she, but built woman.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, Raphie, it wasn't bad. I saw her some years ago. She's no longer looking like that. She's she stopped gymming. She has children now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Well, of course I have engaged with such ladies, but this one is different in the chest area. I've never really. It's something you have to think about it. You have to think. Hold on a second. You got pecs. You actually have pecs.
Yeah.
It's slightly jarring. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, of course.
It's slightly jarring, but I do know that she is a lady. But it's slightly. Wow. I mean, this is new territory, and this is new territory. I will, of course, report back on my decisions, and if I opt to proceed. But nonetheless, this Tyson Fury thing, share with me, if you will, your observations.
I'm hoping this is just some ridiculous way to market the fight, which would just be the most ridiculous thing in the world. I think I posted on Twitter when Tyson Fury, when Usyk challenged him to pay over $1 million to Ukraine. I posted when Tyson Fury said, yeah, love the people of Ukraine, and if Britain gets involved, I'll be first to sign up and go there and fight for the people of Ukraine. All this nonsense. And I was like, what an idiot.
What a liar.
What an absolute fool, Raphie.
Even Usyk ain't fighting on the front line. How the hell is Tyson going to go up on
exactly? Usyk was probably in the back telling them, boy, hey, look. Just, take a couple pictures here. Just relax.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be right back. I'm just popping to the shops.
No, it's just as you said, I think Tyson Fury thrives on the fact that he can bully someone He has the same mentality as Deontay Wilder, and that's why they're perfect for each other.
Perfect.
We always be the person in charge. They don't like being the person B side, as you call it. But even when they're A side, they have to keep reminding you that I'm A side, that I'm the one in charge here. He did it to Dillian White when Dillian White almost didn't fight because the split was a joke. They got the WBC to order this. What was it, like 20% or some nonsense? It was some low split, terrible, awful split, and people cheered because it was Dillian White. And who cares about Dillian White, right? But here we are again with Usyk, and they're doing the same thing, right? The same exact things. And a lot of that also broke down Dillian White's vibes too. You know what I mean? Where it's like this man, you know, ain't even rating him in the WBC is aiding and abetting in this man's corruption. This man's greediness, right? It's just interesting to me that you have this vocal group of fans who say this is great, this is wonderful, this is all that. But Tyson Fury is a person like the same way with Anthony Joshua. He couldn't deal with the fact that Anthony Joshua was offering him 60-40 when he had nothing, when he just came back. That was for him too much to handle. You know, you don't offer me anything. Who are you to offer me anything? You know, you don't offer me no 60-40. He doesn't like the fact that he can't control somebody. If he's not in control, you know, it's a hissy fit, and he finds ways to get his control no matter what. That's what happened with Usyk. He was shocked when Usyk took the 70-30. He didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it. He was shocked when Joshua accepted the 60-40. He didn't accept that. Because again, he no longer controls the narrative. 60-40 from Anthony Joshua? Yeah, sure, I'll accept. There's no way to go. Right? I just like, no, okay, well, this man now controls the narrative because he's accepted. What do I do now? Oh, well, you know, you need to sign by this time. Sign right now, sign right now, sign right now. Usyk, same thing. Oh, 70-30, you this. Okay, I'll accept, no problem. Oh, you got the tooth, so and so. As long as you take the power away from him, he finds a way to make a complete ass out of himself. So I'm hoping that they make it up and make the fight. I guess maybe they'll push it on. I don't know what they'll do. But if Usyk fights Daniel Dubois, that now is going to open up for his rest mandatories because he has Hrgovic who wants his shot.
Yeah.
So he's going to open up for the rest of his mandatories. So this is a problem. And, you know, Tyson Fury is being who he is. And why I say Tyson is like Deontay Wilder, the same way Wilder could not accept the fact that Anthony Joshua was the person in charge of the split. He didn't like that. He couldn't handle that. When he fought Tyson Fury, was it the second time? He told Tyson Fury, remember, you were like a broken down house. When I found you, you were strong hope. I brought you to big time boxing, gave you a payday and all this nonsense. He did it to Luis Ortiz in the second fight. Reminded Luis Ortiz, see, I'm putting food on your daughter's table and all this nonsense, right? He liked to sun people, like to bully them and remind them that he's the one in charge. People like that, to me, could never get my support. I don't like people that when you feel like I need to remind you how much I do for you, how much I'm in charge. I'm in charge. I'm the one in charge here. You don't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. And with Tyson Fury, though, I think he takes it a step beyond that. He takes it a little step further because it's in the same vein, but he goes a little bit closer to the heart because what I think he tries to do, I think he tries to demoralize people with the low splits. He tries to demoralize them psychologically, beat them down.
But you see, Raphie, things like that is wickedness too, because you see, everybody gotta eat. I think Krasik said Usyk was gonna take 3 times lower than what he got with Anthony Joshua. 3 times.
That's wicked.
Everybody gotta eat, Raphie. The man gotta eat too. I mean, he's a big time star too. Well, you know, what you feel like? I mean, you know, this man gotta take care of his family too, just like you. So
Yep.
why is it that everybody must eat less than Tyson Fury? Everybody must eat less than Tyson Fury. I mean, not just less, a lot less.
Significantly less.
A lot less, because I need to show you, put you in your place. This is a man who is a man of the people. He, Tyson Fury, the man who was, I'll go over there and sign up to go fight in Ukraine. Blah, 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 blah.
He tries to demoralize people before they've got into the ring, but not like the real Tyson. Not like the real Tyson with just ferocity in the ring. Just sign the paper, we'll get the fight on, and I'll demoralize you. You're gonna fear me. You're gonna fear my fighting ability. You're gonna fear my destructive fighting ability. That's the real Tyson. This Tyson, Luke's way of beating you down before he gets you in the ring is by giving you derisory offers, making derisory splits. And Tyson Usyk being the unified champion and accepting 30%, that's derisory.
Well, Frank Warren called his 65 from Anthony Joshua derisory. So,
Wow.
So I mean, you know, but you see, it's just this guy, you know, and the people who support him are like him, and this is why, you know, when I watch the UK media, I see wheels within wheels, and I see just how they support certain people, even with all the flaws and the wickedness and whatever. And when people are genuine and whatnot, they're quick to run them down and destroy them. But Fury, oh, let's pop him up. Mr. I'll give my money to charity. That alone should have condemned this man in the UK society forever for lying about giving a charity money.
For real.
That alone, Raphie. But no, in the UK, certain things, you know, still in play, you know. So I ain't into that on your show. But I find Tyson Fury is a man who he just so unsavory that I don't care what he do. I don't care what he accomplished. He could beat Usyk for I don't care. I don't care what it is. I would never rate Tyson Fury.
His behavior is not commendable. And I said in the video that what about after you retire? How do you expect people to look at you, view you, when now you get a little bit of power? You can always judge a man by how he reacts when he gets a little bit of power. Tyson Fury gets a little bit of power now, and he's acting crazy, making derisory splits, doing everything. I mean, it's in plain view. He's ducking the fight in plain view. He doesn't feel it's like Krasuk. Krasuk said, what is Tyson Fury doing? He says, well, listen, it's like he wants to put a saddle. He wants to put a saddle on Usyk and ride him like a pony. Yeah, ride him on his back like a pony. Oh, weep, weep. Oh, weep, weep. You know, probably have a little whip. Probably use a slipper as a whip. You know what I'm saying? That's what Fury wants to do to Usyk. And Krasuk said, no, come on. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. This late stage of the game, and the man still Tyson Fury still putting obstacles in the way of this late stage of the game. I remember why Fury said he couldn't fight Joshua in late December. He says, no, because I'm fighting Gappy Tooth. I'm fighting Gappy Tooth Alexander Usyk in the unified champion at the end of April. So no, I can't fight you at the end of December. Well, look at you now. Look what he's doing now. Delaying tactics, stalling tactics, trying to demoralize Usyk, trying to get him out of shape mentally, trying to get him in a position that when they finally get into the ring, he feels he's taking the edge off Usyk. And he's worried that it's not working. So he keeps on turning the screw. The latest thing is no rematch clause. Well, if there's no rematch clause, okay, then we have to renegotiate. It's 50-50 or no fight. Your own man, Frank, said it. It's an easy fight to make. Unified champion, 50%. WBC champion, 50%. Easy to make. But clearly, Tyson Fury has an agenda.
Usyk is a much more accomplished fighter than Tyson Fury. Much more accomplished boxer than Tyson Fury. Much more accomplished.
Usyk, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, Olympic gold medalist, extensive amateur background, undisputed cruiserweight champion, unified heavyweight champion. Tyson Fury is what? He had his one good night with Vladimir Klitschko, then ducked the rematch.
Yeah.
Came back and beat up Wilder 3 times, and that's that.
2 times.
2 times, and that's that.
Yeah.
That's his big accomplishment over Usyk. Man, look, please, just please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. It's it's a sorry tale. Sorry tale. Tyson Fury. How is he gonna be viewed by the public now? I haven't really checked Twitter. But from what I'm seeing, surely people can see the real Tyson Fury. Surely. If they can't see it now, you know, there's a genre of video that I've been watching recently of late. And have you heard of Kensington, Philadelphia?
I have not.
Okay, so maybe I should bring something up. What's that there? Let me come out to that. I didn't even need to do that, but let me bring up Kensington, Philadelphia. Kensington, Philadelphia. Kensington Avenue, Philadelphia. It's a oh gosh. It's a genre. Well, Kensington, Philadelphia is, hold on, am I even sharing that? I don't even think I'm sharing that. Hold on. What am I doing? Stop that. And let's share this. Streets of Philadelphia, Kensington Avenue. Where are we? Let's get that like so. Okay, so Kensington, Philadelphia, it's a district, it's a place in Philadelphia that's been partially taken over by
okay. I am not a street. I got you.
Yeah, by people who have succumbed to addiction of street pharmaceuticals. So it was a normal area. Apparently at one time it was a very nice area. And then all of a sudden or slowly it descended into a street where people will use their street pharmaceuticals out in the open. Said to be a place like no other, something else. And you know, this genre, what was my original point? I'm struggling now. What was my original point? What was
we're talking about Tyson Fury, so I mean drug addict, so maybe I don't know.
Tyson Fury. He wants to get people to rock bottom. Tyson Fury. He's trying before they even get in the ring. To get people to rock bottom. That was not my original point. I think there was some. Oh, I got it. Leon Figures up in the building. I got it. There's a lady, because I've got into this stuff now. There's a couple of channels. I was into this channel, but this guy just drives around and shows you what's going on. There's no real dialogue with the actual people. And I got into another channel, and that guy, he doesn't drive around. He just talks to them. Mainly women. Goes up. I just realized mainly women, but yeah, it's mainly women. Goes up to them, and a lot of them are attractive women. And he goes, they were attractive when they started. And he goes up to them and he talks to them. Yeah. And that led me to another channel that does long talks with them. And he actually follows the progress or lack thereof of certain individuals he has on his channel. So specific people, he'll talk to them and he'll follow their journey over a matter of years. Talk to their family or looking for them. If they get off the stuff, he'll follow their progress. If they fall off the wagon, he'll follow their descent. And there was this one lady. In particular, very, very attractive lady. And she got into the street pharmaceuticals. And she was telling her tales of the dejected. Telling about her trials and tribulations. And what happened? Yeah. She recently was in the newspapers, and this guy followed her when she was set on fire. She was set on fire. I think she got something like 60% burns on her body, or 40%. And she's had surgery. Face doesn't look as bad as it could do. It's just one part of the face. So it could have been worse. It could have been the whole face, but it's just like 25% of the face. So the progress was followed. She flew back into hospital, stayed in hospital for a while, and then she settled in back with her mother, her family. So the mother was helping her out, dressing the wounds and what have you, keeping them clean. And people were applauding, say, oh, it's a terrible thing that's happened, but at least it's got her off the street. It's got her away from that place. But what's happened yesterday is that the news broke that she had left her mother's home. She'd gone back. She has gone back to this place. She's gone back to this place where her wounds she won't be able to keep her wounds clean. So she didn't learn. We thought she'd hit rock bottom and the only way was up after this. But even getting burnt up, police investigation carries on, but it looks like deliberate. Suspect is a boyfriend. So even after being burnt up, she's still gone back to this place. And the moral of the story is that if someone is hell bent on destruction, nobody can stop them. Nobody can stop them. And how this pertains to the boxing, I can't remember.
Robert said that he was expecting to see Tyson Fury on Kensington Street. Y'all are awful.
Oh dear. with the street pharmaceuticals. I can't remember the point, but it's okay. It's okay because this has been on my mind too, and that's been on my mind. That girl who got burnt up, and everybody thought she'd hit rock bottom. So she learned now. She learned, and she'd never go back there. She's gone back there even before she's healed.
Crazy.
Even before she's healed.
That's crazy, Raphie. Some people just want it in just want a kind of life, Raphie. You know, it's people say addiction, but addiction is a very real thing.
Yeah.
Well, Raphie, there's some committed to effing up.
Yeah. Clearly.
They're committed to effing up. That's what they're committed to doing. They're committed to effing up. You know, there's some people who try and fail. So it's a constant battle with them.
Yeah.
But then there are some who just say, no, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is just what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
It's nothing you could do
to
tell them nothing. They're committed to that lifestyle. So what do?
Yeah, I've been following these stories. There's a number of these girls and they follow the stories. And I've been following the stories and it's like nothing bad enough can happen to them to make them leave. It's like people been out there for years. There's one girl talking about she's been there for 15 years, another one's been there for 20 years, living like this. It's like I say, I can't remember what the link was to the box, and I'm still gonna start writing notes down, but it's worth looking at, talking about anyway. The link will probably come to me after the show, but hit rock bottom, you think it's over now, but no. They'll find a way to get even lower. And it is a very, very sad. Very, very sad. But okay, let me hear what people are saying. Yes. Peace, Mr. Dawkins and the Iron Kong and chat. I'm no longer surprised when Undisputed falls apart. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Tyson Fury, show his face after this. Yeah, maybe that's the connection. Tyson Fury showing his face after this. Because people are gonna look at him like, okay, he's rich, he's got the Ferrari, he's got the Rolexes. Can't even think of any other top brand names. The Patek, whatever they call that one. The Miller. Yeah, he's got them watches, but no, really and truly, how's he gonna show his face after this? After trying to psychologically grind the man down, and he fails. Undisputed fails. How's he going to show his face? Fury requiring either a useless twerker or a shot fighter for his next title defense. Fighters without a pulse also considered. This is going to be really interesting how Tyson Fury responds to this, how people respond to Tyson Fury to this, because this is blatant. This is blatant. Fury is an absolute wizard. He has the general public walking around like zombies, believing he's the best out there, even though he hasn't fought all the best in the division. He's fought very few of the best in the division. Very few. He's fought who? Deontay Wilder, who was unproven. We don't even know how to gauge Deontay Wilder, because he ain't fought the greats, the best in the division. We don't even know how to grade him. He tries to age people out. Streets of Vancouver, even worse. Yep. It looks like a zombie village. That's exactly what it is. Kensington Avenue, Philadelphia. And I'll tell you something else about this place. They've got a rehab place. They've got a rehab place nearby. So what happens is people jump out to rehab, people from all around the country, and the people who they escape rehab with, it says, come with us, we're going down to Kensington Avenue. And years later, they tell the story while still living on Kensington Avenue. Or Frank Warren talk about Joshua not fancying the Wilder Undisputed, now slaps him in the face. Fury has made more A-side demands than Joshua did to Wilder. I think he's made more.
Joshua didn't make any A-side demands to Wilder. They didn't even get that far. He wouldn't even entertain a contract.
Couldn't entertain it.
He wouldn't even entertain a contract. He didn't make nothing weird.
Didn't even entertain it. Said 40. He ended up at 40% or something like that. And then they did it the Saudi Arabia way, when they say to fighter A, okay, this is your cut, and fighter B, well, this is your amount, and fighter B, this is your amount. That's how they do it in Saudi.
Yeah, and they buy the fight and then they shop the fight and make back their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's let me tell you something, man. I'm hoping the fight happens, but to be honest, Tyson Fury, he is who I figure he is. I mean, that's just what. But I figure after all of this, I mean, come on. I saw somebody say that Sugar Hill Stewart was saying he was in the UK to train Lawrence Okoli, not Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
There was a video of Tyson Fury shouting at Joseph Parker. All right, Joe, what are we gonna do to him, Joe? I was like, oh God, Joseph Parker. What? I have not seen a man decline so much in his own masculinity, his own career as Joseph Parker. Whatever he thought was gonna rub off on him being around Tyson Fury has not rubbed off.
It hasn't worked.
Because this guy is an absolute lame. Like he just looks so subservient, so just so meek and mild. It's like Tyson Fury's almost like a pet. Carry him around in his handbag to go watch Tommy Fury fight. It's just it's just embarrassing. But anyway, Raphie, if you're still on in about 20 minutes, I'll come back on. I need to drive home.
Hey, Kong, much appreciated. Much appreciated. Shout out to the Iron Kong 26. Okay, let's roll. Let's rock and roll with this. Let us rock and roll. Roll on with this. Okay, so Tyson Fury carrying on with his shenanigans. Does he want the fight? It don't look that way. It don't look that way. So it's going to be interesting now to see how Tyson Fury responds. He's taking a bashing. Some of his fans are in my comment section talking about they're very disappointed in the man. They're very disappointed in the fella. So surely now, people can clearly see Tyson Fury's MO. I want to see his response. I want to see how Tyson Fury responds to this. He priced himself out of Saudi Arabia with his ostentatious demands. And now it looks like he's talked his way out of Undisputed. This gonna be interesting. This gonna be interesting indeed. I'll be very, very interested to see what happens, how this plays out. Very interesting indeed. Okay. What else on that? Is there anything else on that before we move on? Okay, so Shelly Finkel. The mind games don't work on Usyk. No, not at all. Not at all. And I think Usyk. Okay, so that's another element we can discuss. We can muse. Ultimately, it's Usyk who's pulled the plug. It's Usyk who said, nah, I'm not gonna let you put a saddle on me and ride me like a pony. Ride me like my name's Joseph Parker. Not gonna have that. I'm pulling the plug. You've taken the piss a little bit too much. You're out of line, and I'm gonna have to draw the line. You're out of line, and now I'm gonna have to draw the line. Is Usyk at fault? Oh, that's the pole, isn't it? That's the pole. That's the pole. That's the pole. That's the pole. Okay. Let's do the poll before we move on. Who's at fault? Who killed Undisputed? Who killed Undisputed? Question mark. Fury? Usyk? As an option, neither. Neither. Another option, both. Okay? And that might be too many options, but okay. Who killed Undisputed? Fury, Usyk, neither, or both? The poll is up for your participation. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that share button. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. The gappy tooth middleweight was too scared to put it all on the line in a winner takes all for Undisputed. I am the greatest to have ever stepped into the ring, so I can fight anyone. Oh my gosh. That's Tyson. You just came up with what Tyson Fury might say, and that's a damn good one. That's a damn good one. This poll should be a landslide. I've been surprised before. Should be a landslide, yeah. But will it be? Will it be? Interesting question. More chance of Fury telling the truth than fighting Usyk or AJ. OMG. OMG. Okay. So the poll is up. Let me close. What's that too? Let's open this thing up. This is a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one indeed. That's a good one indeed. Okay. So let's have a little look at this. What is that? Can you see that? Anytime, any place, anywhere. But not Usyk. Just not Usyk. Yeah. How's he going to talk his way out of that one? Although this is a good excuse. The gappy tooth middleweight was too scared to put it all on the line in a winner takes all for Undisputed. I'm the greatest to have ever stepped in the ring and laced up a glove. I can fight anyone, so I can fight anyone. What was I just about to do? Okay. What does this say? What does this say? Just seeing this. What Eddie Hearn says. He wants to revisit Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury negotiations to try and make the fight if Alexander Usyk Fury fight fails to happen next. You even see that? No, not really. Let's get this up a little bit. Okay, so that should be better for you. Maybe. Is it? Marginally. Let's get it a little bit bigger still. Okay. Should be able to see that now, theoretically. And it says that Joshua must win his April 1st fight against Jermaine Franklin. And if he looks good, Eddie wants to make Fury fight versus AJ immediately. Fury v. Joshua attempted to get together last December, but negotiations fizzled and Tyson drew a line in the sand, insisting that the match must take place on December the 3rd, which was never going to happen, given that AJ was just coming off his second defeat to Usyk in August. What's that? August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, end of December would have been good. Hearn might be being a little bit too hopeful about the Joshua Fury fight potentially happening because he's failing to be mindful of how problematic it's become to negotiate with the big Dossa. The big Dossa. His ego has left the galaxy. His ego has left the galaxy after his 2 wins over Deontay Wilder, his latest win over Derek Chisora, who should be retired, and a Dillian White, who might be coming to the end of his career. Fury now seems to view himself as being above all other heavyweights in terms of popularity, so it could prove to be too difficult for Hearn to negotiate with him. Joshua would need to take the smaller purse split to get a fight with Fury, and there could be short deadlines thrown in his path that AJ would need to agree to, just like last time. You see, it's this kind of behavior. It's this kind of thing. This is typical Fury. This is going to become his hallmark. This is going to become part of his legacy. The fact that he made fights almost impossible for top contenders to take. He'll fight a Joe Blow. He'll fight a low-ranking fighter and cut them off a piece of change. When it comes to the top guys, this will be his modus operandi. My prediction is this will be his modus operandi. He was all cool in the gang with Wilder because he was very confident he could beat him. So he's all cool in the gang. Yeah, 50-50, not a problem. He took a little bit less than 50-50 in the first fight. Second fight, I think it was genuinely 50-50 after the draw. And then the third fight, it was 60-40 because he beat Wilder in the second fight. So the third fight, it was 60-40, which is fair enough. But since then, fighting your Dillian Whites, fighting your Usyk, or not fighting your Usyk. Yeah, you switched up. Your new tactic is make it virtually impossible for the other fighter, if they're a top-ranking fighter, to take a fight with you. That seems to be Tyson Fury's new modus operandi. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to be doing from now on. John Daly up in the building. I usually try to put forward a Fury defense, but this time I simply cannot, says the Leon Figures. Fury is the greatest Henry Winkler of all time. OMG. How can you defend Fury dropping the British title to Doc Price, being awarded the Irish title, telling everybody he was Irish, and now he's the real Englishman? He's simply baiting. OMG. Fast Car must love his time being wasted. Yeah, Eddie Hearn. I don't know if Eddie Hearn's being serious because he knows what you're getting into with Fury. And I think Joshua has to say 50-50 or no fight. You can't be kowtowing. You can't be kowtowing to Tyson Fury. 50-50 or no fight. I'm an ex-champion, just like you were an ex-champion. When you came and said to me 50-50 or no fight. Fury has no defense in this mess. Poll is up. Where is the fight doctor? That's a good question. How many worlds are there? Only one. So there can only be one champion. There can only be one world champion. Ajit Kabial on the card again. Ajit Kabial on the cards. Oh no. Ajit Kabial on the cards again. Oh no. OMG. The sad thing is, I think Fury beats them all, but he needs to prove it, not just declare himself the greatest. I don't know why he won't want to prove it. If he's the best, then why not fight people with a decent split, 50-50 or no fight? Why not do it? I agree with you. It's possible that he could do it, but why not do it? He's really playing the long game. I don't know. Is the guy a sadist? Does he try to grind people down financially before the fight? Is he a sadist? A greedy, lying steward, perhaps a bar steward. They'll announce Fury's next opponent on the day of AJ versus Fury press conference. Oh gosh, yeah, trying to make capital, trying to get capital from it, trying to capitalize. That's the word I was looking for. Trying to capitalize. Okay. I'm trying to tell Joshua there's a lesser entity. Well, we're going to have to start looking at the figures. Certainly Tyson Fury's popularity has increased. But to what extent? It's significantly increased. Fury is not confident. He knew he could outbox Wilder. He knows he has his work cut out with Usyk. And in comes man like the John Daly. John Daly, how do you do? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can't hear John. He is not. He is now muted, but he wasn't muted before. Let's have a look. I think he has an inferiority complex. Certainly had an inferiority complex around the time he was away. Joshua was filling out stadiums. Certainly had an inferiority complex then. Has he shed that inferiority complex in the time that Anthony Joshua lost his belt, lost the second fight? Has he lost it? Has it been enough time for Tyson Fury to lose his inferiority complex? Has it been enough time, or is he still carrying it? It's an interesting question. Where are we here? Where are we here? Okay. Let's have a looky. Let's try again. John Daly, are you with us?
Can you hear me, Raph?
I can hear you a little bit, yeah?
Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty certain I did say to you throughout this process, the fight wasn't going to happen. And my contention is, since Fury has been in the 270s, I don't think he's got his legs under him anymore, and I don't think he's got a gas tank anymore.
Uh-oh.
So the two things that Usyk 100% does have is a fantastic gas tank and excellent feet. I don't think you like the fight. You don't do all of this maneuvering if you think you can win, particularly when you've got yourself the lion's share of the purse.
Yeah.
So I just think they're going to resort back to calling out AJ's name with no intention of fighting him.
Yeah.
And I suspect it'll be Ruiz or Wilder he fights.
Ruiz, yes. Wilder, I think he'd be pelted even by his own fans if he fought Wilder again on the back of this. I think.
But this is a man who has no shame. He's just fought Derek Chisora on pay-per-view in the stadium.
Yeah.
So just because nobody wants that fight, Deontay Wilder's number 2 in the WBC.
If he fights Wilder again on the back of this, I think even his own fans pelt him with rotten eggs, rotten tomatoes.
Possibly, but I wouldn't put it past him to think that he's untouchable, because I think his ego is totally out of control, and he might think he can get away with it.
Well,
I'd rather see the Ruiz fight in the hope that Andy gives him a proper chin check, and then you can see if he can how his chin holds up to Andy's punches. I'm not sure Andy can get to him though. Andy's feet are some of the slowest in the heavyweight boxing.
I do recall, however, Nisa, I just said that you get pelted with rotten eggs and tomatoes, but I do recall previously saying that if Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder in England, Wembley was made, I think people would go to watch it.
Well, that's what I think they're banking on.
I think people will go to watch it.
I've said this, I'm sure I've said this on here before. Like last time I was on. An American content creator.
Yeah.
Was talking about how Deontay Wilder wasn't keeping the same energy when they bumped into each other at Tommy Fury event. And I just put in his chat, yeah, that's because they've signed for the full fight. And that's a business move. That's why he's not showing the same energy, because they're going to fight. So I have been predicting it for some time.
Well, I mean, like I say,
Well,
if that fight did get made, now I think about it in England, just for the people who never got to see it live over in America, I think there would be a significant portion of Tyson Fury fans who would go to that fight just to say I saw it with my own eyes, just to say I saw Tyson Fury batter Deontay Wilder for the third time with my own eyes. I know it would be the fourth fight, but it would be the third time Fury battered him. So yes, on reflection, thinking about it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Thinking about it, yeah, I actually think it would draw a crowd, however unsavory, however unsatisfactory that fight would be to the boxing fans.
well,
I think people turn out to watch it.
They've been creating this narrative for such a long time. And the narrative has always been that Anthony Joshua's dog shit. He doesn't want to fight anybody. And we're the best two in the division. Even to the extent that I was listening to something the other day talking about Anthony Joshua's dodgy whiskers, but we never hear anybody say that about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's coming off 2 back-to-back knockout losses.
Yeah.
Joshua was stopped on his feet the one time he hasn't been knocked out. Deontay Wilder was completely gone in their last fight. There was nothing left. And the other 2 losses he's got on his record, Joshua, went the distance with Usyk. And the second fight was more competitive than the first fight. Normally, when you lose to a pure boxer, the second fight is less competitive.
Yeah.
So, whilst Anthony Joshua is flawed, I think he is flawed.
Oh, yeah.
But so are the rest of them. And it's very hard for me to say that there's a clear-cut number 1 heavyweight when you've got one person who has got... I mean, what's Tyson Fury actually got on his resume?
He's got Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz.
No, he hasn't got Luis.
I mean, he's got Deontay Wilder and Vlad.
And he ran from the rematch. If you go back and watch that fight, once Vlad realised that all the feints had nothing behind them, he started throwing his hands. He was punching Fury up.
Yeah, that's
cool. Get those 2 rounds as if Fury's this untouchable wizard. It's like, no, what he did was a con job on Vlad. Played on Vlad's insecurities, because Vlad does have insecurities. And Vlad did not like the fact that he was in the ring against somebody who was bigger than him. And he scared Vlad into doing nothing for 10 rounds. But then once Vlad finally decided to actually give it a go, he was touching him up.
Yeah, he was. He was coming back.
Yeah.
He was coming back.
And then we've seen him hit the canvas twice against Wilder.
Yeah.
This guy who's supposed to have this amazing movement.
4 times against Wilder.
Well, he did 2 fights, 4 times in total. And get completely cut up by Otto Wallin.
Yeah.
And look at all the other fights in between. I mean, outside of Vlad and Wilder, we've got Chisora and Dillian.
Yeah.
Dillian had been knocked out twice by the time he'd got into the ring with Fury.
Yeah.
And he hasn't looked the same since that Oscar Rivas situation.
Oscar Rivas, yeah.
Well, he put on all that weight, and I don't think he's... You even talked about his career being towards tail end, more or less.
Yeah, it's tail end.
Well, to me, Dillian just hanging on to try and have an AJ payday for the rematch.
Yeah.
It would sell.
Yeah.
But I think, unless there's a serious issue with AJ when he comes out against Franklin, I would expect AJ to finish him quicker this time.
Yes.
Mostly because Dillian's legs look worse than they were before.
Yeah. 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 But who's he beat? Who has he beat? He beat Vlad. Didn't honor the rematch. He came out and beat Deontay Wilder, who we still don't know. We still can't gauge Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder never fought anybody other than Ortiz. So we still
What the real thing is,
we still can't get a read on how good Deontay Wilder is. So I mean,
I would argue that we can.
Deontay Wilder is up on his list as best wins, but we don't know how good Deontay Wilder is. And then, who else? He's got Dillian White. Okay, but Dillian White, like he just said, just got knocked out 2 times. Well, got knocked out once. Previous to that, got knocked out by Joshua. Uppercut. And then, yeah, he knocks out White. I believe it was an uppercut again.
Every single time Dillian has been down on the canvas, it has been from an uppercut.
It's been from an uppercut. So what is, what's Tyson Fury's accolades? Vlad, Wilder,
He's living off the Wilder fights, really.
and Dillian White. That's his accolades. I mean, it's good, but it's not sterling.
But he hasn't cleaned out the division, has he?
Deontay Wilder didn't fight the top guys. Tyson Fury rarely fights a top guy. And we're seeing a new tactic. He thinks he's the top dog. So now he's got to feed other people. He's got to give them dog-like splits. And I'm curious to see how the British public, Tyson Fury fans themselves, I'm curious to see how they respond to this.
But the other telling factor is how much, let's say he fights Wilder, is it going to be 50-50 again?
Definitely.
And what's the split on that going to be?
Well, he's going to say, last time I paid you 40, this time it's got to be 30.
If it's any more than 30, that says a lot in itself.
If it's any more than 30, they're not going to tell us.
No. It'll all just be announced that the deal's been done.
Deal's been done. They'll give out a fake percentage. Well, he might give Deontay 35 just to get the fight, just to secure a fight over a guy he knows he's most likely going to beat, as opposed to the southpaw Usyk.
The one thing I would say is, I don't think Fury's fighting anytime soon. I don't think he's in shape at all.
Well,
I've heard ridiculous people, like this ridiculous idea that Fury can just come off the couch and fight anybody. Well, there's a reason that he chose Francis Pianetta and Sefer Safari when he was trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Because actually he can't just come off sofa and fight anybody. Everyone says he fights to level with his opposition. My argument would be he only trains seriously when the opposition is good. And the reason that we see these lower level performances is because he hasn't been training properly. He grows up in weight, and now he's in the situation where I don't think he can really get below 273 pounds, 270. And that's gonna, when he had his legs under him, he was in the 250s.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of extra weight to carry. And if you watch him in training, there's clearly something up with his legs. They're not fully functioning. There's dysfunction there. Yeah, but from a legitimate point of view, Raph, there is actually. Have you seen him doing walking split squats?
I haven't been watching his shizzle.
Well, there's a dysfunction. Just like because I understand these sort of things.
Yeah.
I can see that there is a dysfunction in there.
He's not need. He's not need already, so that's already a dysfunction itself. He's already not need.
No, there's some serious muscular, non-functioning pathways there. There's something up. Okay. It's like you can see with Dillian. Dillian's legs do not function properly, and
that's clear.
And he's been shot and cut it out himself, so it's not really that surprising.
No, it's not surprising at all.
And I think Tyson's got some sort of injury in his legs, or something is either due to his height or something.
Well, at the very least, he's got poor biomechanics. At the very least. At the very least.
But normally with these sort of things, you've got some sort of nerve.
Yeah, infringement or something of that nature.
Where the muscles are not contracting properly.
Yeah.
And to me, it's fairly clear that there is something along those lines wrong with Tyson's legs.
Well,
and when you put on a lot of weight, it can put all sorts of pressure onto your nerves.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's my opinion, and I think that's part of the style change and how it's worked for him. But he knows he can't do that to everybody. So he's picking and choosing who he's doing it to. Yes, he could do it to Dillian because Dillian hasn't got the best legs himself. He likes to come forward, and Tyson timed him very well.
Yeah.
For that. And he timed him on the way in. So it's good knockout. Derek is not. To be honest, I still haven't watched that fight. I was too offended.
Oh gosh, well that's understandable.
But just out of interest, Raphie, as I know you will have watched it.
Yeah, I did.
What was his movement and his gas tank like against Derek?
I mean, did I watch it? Yeah, I watched it. What do I remember from that fight? Not much. Fury was just picking him off with the jab. It's kind of hard to watch actually. He's picking off with the jab. Length. We're just using his length to his best effect. I don't think he had to move around or bounce around too much. He was just using the jab, body movement, upper body movement. You don't have to sprint around the ring, so he handled that quite easily. There wasn't a lot of excess movement involved.
But, I mean, let's be honest. Was Derek motivated for that fight? Or did he just go in there to go and cash a paycheck?
He's going to catch a paycheck. He's going to cash a paycheck because he can't beat Fury. So he knew he was going to take a pasting and get a half decent check out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's hard to make any observations from the fight. Tyson Fury just boxed. I think people would say Tyson Fury is boxed within himself. He wasn't pushed to do anything other than that. So it'd be a hard fight to gauge anything off. But,
It's always very convenient that he did box within himself. When, to me, when that happens, it's because it's a lower level opponent. And I don't think he's done a proper camp. And I think it shows. And I actually think that's what he did against Wilder in the third fight. I mean, it might have been a much more entertaining fight. But from a performance point of view, it was a marked downgrade from his previous performance against Wilder.
Well, yeah, because he got dropped twice in the third fight. So
it took him longer to win as well.
Yeah, it took him longer to win. He got dropped twice in the process, whereas in the previous fight he didn't get dropped. And he finished.
He was totally dominant in the second fight, wasn't he?
Yeah, very dominant performance. Hold on, was the second fight? Was that the fight he got rid of? So
Breland threw the towel in the second fight.
Oh, so he did have Breland in the second fight.
That was the cause of Breland being got rid of.
Yeah, that's right. But in the third fight, Breland wasn't there, but he got stopped 2 rounds later anyway.
Well, to me, if you watch that fight, in my opinion, Fury's blown out of his ass.
3 rounds later, he got stopped in the 10th. I think that's 3 rounds later. He got stopped in the 7th. When Breland was coaching him, that was the second fight. The third fight, Wilder went longer, but he got knocked out.
But he still gave a better account of himself.
He did give a better account of himself.
You cannot give Wilder a single round in the first fight at all.
Second fight.
And then in the third fight, I think Wilder had a few rounds.
Yeah, he won a few rounds in the second fight. Yeah. Yeah.
Fury was winning the fight, but he was making hard work of it, whereas before he plowed through it.
Yes, that is
And for me, the reason for that, in my opinion, is a downgrade in his gas tank due to all the extra weight he's carrying around.
And it will be interesting to see him in against Usyk. Most
Well,
people
don't have
but he is not. Tyson Fury, it appears, is not going to let.
I don't think that fight's going to happen. I think they're hoping that. And they can't seriously think Daniel Dubois has got a chance against it.
No.
Because whilst Daniel might have more muscle mass, he's not really any bigger. People don't realise how small Dubois is.
Small.
He's always put in against not very big heavyweights in terms of length. So in terms of height, he might be an inch taller than Usyk. In terms of reach, they've got the same reach. So Daniel might be walking around with more muscle mass than Usyk.
Yeah.
But in terms of length and height, Daniel's not a big heavyweight. He can put in against smaller men consistently to make him look like something he isn't. And that's why when he went in against Joe Joyce, he struggled so badly, partly because it was the first time he'd been in the ring with a man who was bigger than him. I mean, Joe Joyce is a very large gentleman.
Yes, he is. He is indeed. He is. Okay, so that's Fury. Looks like he's trying to not let the general public see how he do in a fight against Alexander Usyk. Very curious to see how people respond to that. Very curious indeed.
I'll be interested to see how they do damage control as well.
Yeah, well, that's part of it.
Because they're going to put a lot of effort into trying to blame Usyk now.
Yeah, that's a part of it. But when we look at our poll, it's been up for 35 minutes. I think that's long enough. Let's end the poll as 91. Who killed Undisputed? 91% of people said Fury. 0% said Usyk. 0% said neither. And 9% said both. So that's a landslide. That's a landslide vote there. 91% of respondents said Tyson Fury was responsible for the killing of Undisputed. I'm trying to get the damn thing.
The most obvious thing with all of this is who's got the track record of fights not happening, and who's gone out on the road and won all of his titles on the road, having won, 7 world titles? Yeah. Maybe not in 7 world title fights individually, but there's a lot that is on the road. He agreed to this fight on 2 separate occasions.
Yeah.
He agreed to the Saudi deal and the 70-30 split.
For real. Who killed Undisputed? Start doing it. Get that out of there. 90% Fury, 90%. Both 9%. So clearly, people see Tyson Fury as the endurance. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see how that develops. But in the meantime, Joshua versus Franklin, people have been talking about the ticket sales. The ticket update is we've sold 15,000. That fight scheduled to go on April 1st. That's the full story. Eddie Hearn is pleased that the tickets are moving well. With April 1st, fight between Anthony Joshua and Jermaine Franklin at the O2 Arena, London. UFC had just been there with Birmingham's own Rocky. Every time I try to think of a name, it immediately escapes me. Sorry, what's his name?
Isn't it Leon Edwards?
Leon Edwards. Rocky Edwards versus Usman Kamaru.
He's the only UFC fighter I know outside of Khabib. Even Ngannou and
Ngannou. Kamaru Usman was a long time welterweight champion, and Birmingham's own Leon Edwards beat him for the second time back to back, so retains the WBC, the welterweight belt, welterweight UFC belt. Okay, congratulations to him. I think I've done a video on that. I did the live show to that, so it's done very well. Well, they sold 20,000 tickets at the O2 Arena, so there's a few more tickets available. Triumphant Return says 15,000 tickets have already been sold, with only 1,000 remaining. Okay, so they've got 1,000. They're doing a 16,000 seating arrangement. Okay.
the fighters have had tickets and so on as well.
Yeah, fighters have tickets. That's right. It's important that Joshua Franklin be a sellout, because it would show the boxing world that 33-year-old Joshua is still a big draw at the box office, and not the washed-up fighter that some proclaim him to be. Joshua Hearn received criticism from boxing fans and the media over slow ticket sales, and some interpreted that as a sign that Joshua was losing popularity after recent back-to-back losses. It's perhaps more the case that Franklin not being a big enough name to excite the fans who saw him lose to Dillian White, November, Wembley, Arena, London. Although Franklin gave White a massive headache for 10 of the 12 rounds. That was Franklin's first 12-rounder. He sold 15,000 tickets, less than 1,000 left. It probably haven't gone as quickly as I thought they'd go. It's not easy at the moment, but we will be completely sold out on the night without any comps. Okay. Is there a real agenda and propaganda mission from some people? There is a real agenda and propaganda mission from some people. It's totally. He's been around boxing for a long time. I know he had a job because boxing wasn't his main source of income, but it's coming up. He'll get that recognition he yearned for. Okay, so that's the story on that. It's going to be a sellout. I understand, people just seen Franklin lose, but I take a different stance. Franklin looked good in that Dillian White fight. Franklin didn't look out of place fighting a top 10 boxer who just in his previous fight fought for the world championship. Franklin didn't look out of place. Although I understand the reticence, some showing out to watch a guy they will just watch lose. But I think it's a good move. I think it's a good fight for Anthony Joshua. Franklin, it's a good little mover. He's not shy in there. He's got skills. He's got boxing skills. And to be quite frank, I am looking forward to it. Eddie Hearn says there's an agenda. There's an agenda. Is that in the media or in certain quarters? And I suspect him to be right. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury was Mexican. First he was English, then he was Irish, then he was Mexican, and now he's English again. And in between all of that, he said he would never fight in the UK again. And then he got banned from going to America because of his Keenahan connections, and now he's English again. It's very strange. Very strange. I can get away with all of that chisel. But we get to see Anthony Joshua on April the 1st. John Daly.
Well, I think realistically, Joshua needs to finish him and finish him quickly to come back from the situation that he's had and get more popularity. Because there has been a dip. There's zero buzz about it. I heard more casuals talking about Tommy Fury versus bloody
Jake Paul.
Yeah. I haven't heard a single peep about anybody talking about this fight, which 6 years ago, Joshua was fighting. Everybody would know about it.
Would he be buzzing? Oh, Joshua's fighting. They're buzzing off their tits.
I think there's a few contributing factors. The other one where I started to see his popularity wane was actually when he went on the Black Lives Matter march.
Yeah.
And I think that's meant his popularity has taken a hit. At the same time, that's when I heard Fury started talking about who the real Englishman was quite a lot. Just saying.
Are you suggesting that there was Fury used race baiting tactics?
100%, yeah.
Uh-oh. I think that deserves a bell.
I'm not necessarily saying the Fury is racist. I'm saying he used it to gain more popularity for him.
Race baiting tactics. I think it's unquestionable.
Yeah, there's no question. And I think that still carried a lot of Fury's popularity and why people have been able to overlook a lot of the shenanigans that we have seen from him.
Yeah.
So I don't think a quick knockout victory for AJ would be enough to get him back to where he was. But if he does actually want to go back to where he was from a popularity and sales point of view, that's essential that he does that. If he makes a meal of it, if it's a difficult fight, then it won't create any buzz. Doesn't mean his career's over if he really wants to become a 3-time world champion. But from a sales point of view, it will not create any buzz. Anything less than a knockout within 3 rounds will not create buzz. And I'm not sure it's going to be that easy a task to achieve either.
I don't think it's going to be an easy task at all.
No. I'm not saying that AJ will automatically do this. I'm saying for him to create the buzz around him that used to be there, that's how he got it in the first place.
Yeah.
Joshua's fights didn't go past 3 rounds until he fought Dillian White, and then Martin was the fight after that. That was only a 2-rounder, wasn't it?
Which one?
Charles Martin was after the.
Yeah, 2-rounder.
Then he had the Brazil fight, which was about 7. Then Molina was 2 rounds again. And then it's from Vlad onwards that things have been a bit more tactical.
Yeah.
And at this point, for him to recreate a buzz, he needs some knockouts.
Well, he hasn't won for 2 years.
He's only had 2 fights in that time.
Yeah, but still 2 years since his last race.
They were also very tactical, dull affairs.
Yeah.
There's no appeal. I know all the purists are going to get very upset about this, but unfortunately for me, Usyk isn't good for boxing because whilst he's happy to go and fight anybody anywhere, and he will make the fights, it's 12 rounds of amateur-style boxing with a view to score points. And whilst some purists might enjoy that, the wider public are not going to enjoy it.
Mm.
And so there's not a lot of buzz, in my opinion. I've actually not heard anybody talk about the Fury Usyk fight being off.
For real.
Today at work, nobody even mentioned it.
No. Well, it's breaking news though, so you have to
Well, potentially, but I also think there wasn't a lot of buzz around the fight beforehand.
Yeah.
Because people might think Fury's going to knock out Usyk, but then Fury isn't always a knockout puncher, is he? How did the Chisora fight finish? I don't even know.
Yeah, he finished by him getting battered.
Yeah, but was it a referee stoppage or did he actually knock him out?
I think the referee waved it off.
Yeah. So he didn't really have the power to get rid of Derek. He had the skill to just make it pointless to carry it out.
For real.
Which again is a bit of a damp squib. It's not really that entertaining unless there's a lot on the line.
Yeah. It's Fury. It's Fury.
So the whole division at the moment needs some excitement. If Joshua can knock out Franklin in 3 rounds, that will go some way to creating a bit more excitement and buzz around him. But I think he needs a couple more of those.
Yeah.
I don't think trying to fight Fury straight away after that is the move to take, really.
Yeah.
They want to let him be active this year and knock a few people out.
Yeah. I think.
And whilst I like Dillian a lot, I think the rematch would also facilitate that.
Yeah, could have a Dillian rematch. Could do that.
I think AJ would knock Dillian out fairly comfortably.
It knocked him out last time. I think he'll do it this time too.
Yeah. So I would be planning the route where I could position AJ to knock out a couple of people this year and think about actually serious fights next year.
Well, yeah, like I said, he ain't won for 2 years, so we need some excitement back.
Well, if he had 3 knockout wins this year against mid-level to edge of top 20 fighters, I don't really know where Franklin's rated. But he knocked them all out, then that would, for me, do more good than getting into all these protracted negotiations with people that don't really want to know.
Protracted negotiations. Yeah, you don't need that with Fury. Fury's a headache now.
If I was, instead of like talking about making the fight, Eddie wants to just say no. Because actually AJ's got options.
Yeah.
The Ruiz rematch is an option if they can get it over the line.
Oh Lord, I'd hate that.
Why?
I'd hate that. Ruiz.
Why?
The second fight was just, he did what he had to do.
Yeah, but what he would need to do in a rematch is go and knock him out.
Go knock him out. Yeah, I just rather keep Ruiz in the rearview mirror. That could have some flashbacks. You know what I mean? Let's just forget about it.
The thing is, there's 2 ways you can look at it. Because whilst he won the rematch, I don't think anyone's really given that as a redemption. And there's a story to tell, and it's a fight you could sell.
Yeah.
Joe Joyce, AJ is a good fight.
Yeah, that's a difficult fight as well. That's a tricky fight. That's a tough one.
Well, I would have that for like a way off. It's not immediately after this. AJ's got to win a few to get.
Yeah.
If he wins a few,
win a few fights.
Ultimately,
win a few.
There's never been any denial from Joe Joyce that AJ knocked him out in sparring when they were
Yeah.
And when Joe Joyce has actually commented on AJ's power, he said that it's suicide to stand in front of him.
Yeah, I see your point. That's a point in favor of making the fight. Yeah, he's got to. You know what?
Well, there's a lot of other points.
I'm saying step by step. Step by step.
No, that's about step 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying step by step. Let Joshua fight. Let him just get his sea legs under him, whatever. Let's just get back up there, get the confidence levels up. Have 3 fights this year, and then see the lay of the land next year. I really don't want to look too personally. I really don't want to look too far
Oh,
forward.
no, that's right. I mean, he might struggle against Franklin.
He might struggle against Franklin. We don't know. Let's
I'm
see.
totally open to that possibility.
Let's see what he's doing. Let's see how he looks. Let's take it step by step.
But what I'm trying to say,
let's see the lay of the land.
If I was Eddie, I would give AJ 3 winnable fights this year.
Yeah.
Ignore Tyson Fury.
Definitely.
And even next year, Joe Joyce and Ruiz are 2024 fights. That's what I was thinking. From Eddie's point of view, not from AJ's point of view.
I'm not even sure about
no reason whatsoever to entertain any sort of Fury negotiations at all. There's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
But just don't enter into it.
You see, we could have a situation where he rematches Dillian White and then rematches the Ponce Ruiz. I don't know. He's up on the rematches. I have Dillian White or Ruiz, but he's up on the rematches.
No.
He just had two. He just had 2 with Usyk. He just had 2 with Usyk. I think he can.
This year, the only rematch to consider is Dillian White.
Yeah.
This year, not this year, to do Ruiz or Joyce. I would have Franklin, maybe Dillian, maybe not, and then somebody else that was also a fight that should be winnable. There shouldn't really be any questions about whether he's going to win it. And then next year,
I don't mind seeing him fight Wallin this year, the 3rd fight this year. I'd
like the Wallin fight because that's a bit of a guy to Fury if he can knock him out.
Yeah. I'd like to see him fight Wallin, maybe in the 3rd fight. Definitely. Greedy belly been eating too many pies. Hey, you get a whole lot more pies if you get 70%, 70-30 against Usyk. I have a hell of a lot more pies. You know what I mean? But you know what? I think we've fed the public.
Yeah.
I think we've fed them. It's coming up to 11:30 now. We gotta wrap up. Gotta wrap up the wrap-up show. Wrapping up the wrap-up show. There's what's happening on the weekend? I've forgotten. Who's fighting on the weekend? This weekend?
Isn't it Plant Benavide?
That's right. We'd be remiss of us not to mention Plant Benavides. Plant Benavides, who have I got winning that fight? I got to go with Benavides. He's got the fire in his belly. I just think he's more of a. Plant has got fight boxing skills, of course. Nobody's denying that. But I think Benavides has got an extra gear to Plant. Got an extra gear. Me, I'm picking Benavides over Plant. Could even be a late round knockout. A lot of pride on the line. I'm going late. Yeah. Round 10 knockout. Round 10 knockout. That's where I'm going. What are you going with, John?
I'm going with Benavides to win. I think late round knockouts are good because I think Plant will spend the majority of the time on his bike, and I don't actually rate his boxing skills at all. I think he just likes to run away. On a serious note, I know he went longer against Canelo, but I actually think Billy Joe Saunders actually showed more skill against Canelo than Plant did. Plant just doesn't fight; he runs. And people confuse that. They think running is skillful boxing. And I don't agree. There's a lot of skill to be in the pocket and not get hit. Floyd could go in the pocket and not get hit in the pocket.
Yeah.
Plant doesn't know where the pocket is. He just knows he's not going near to it.
Ha. Ha. That fight will be what time? I will not be up at 5 a.m. on Sunday morning to watch that fight. Absolutely out of the question. It's been shown in America on Showtime pay-per-view, and it's been shown in the UK on Fight TV. So that's going to be what, £9.99, something like that. And then, of course, we have Ramirez versus Comey. That's what's the ring walk time there? That's 4 a.m. It's been shown on ESPN in America and Sky Action in the UK. So that's kind of that's not pay-per-view. Neither of them. Well, Fight TV is, yeah, but this is on Comey is on UK Sky Sports Action. So you don't have to pay any additional over your subscription fee for that. And a Coley versus Light. Oh, sorry. I'm picking Ramirez over Comey. I remember seeing Lopez put Comey, send him into a different parallel universe in a few rounds, as I recall. It's a quick KO, TKO. Ramirez, I think, just a little bit rougher. So I'm going Ramirez, Comey. Am I going late stoppage again or points? And once again, I'm going 10th round stoppage via Ramirez over Comey. John Daly, your thoughts?
I think Ramirez is going to win. What weight is this actually at? 140.
View fight info.
Because Lopez knocked Comey out at 135.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
super lightweight.
Yeah, so this is at 140. So I just think it's not going to go well for Richard, but I'm not sure if it's going to be a knockout or not. Because Richard can punch.
Yeah.
And really, Lopez's whole real status is based, a lot of it is off knocking him out.
Yes.
That was seen as a big test.
Yes.
And he can punch, but he's obviously a bit of a glass cannon that he can punch, but he can't take it.
Yeah.
That's enough sitting on the fence. Ramirez round 8. Okay.
Ramirez round 8. Okay. And then on Saturday,
the underwhelming debut on Boxer.
Yes, a Coley versus Light. Saturday, March 25th, ring walk, 10 p.m. London time, UK time, US show. Pro Boxer showing it on US, and the UK is Sky Sports Action. So that's just the normal subscription fee. Who am I going with this?
They could not hope to put that on as a pay-per-view.
No. That'd be outrageous. So Coley versus Light. I don't know this Light guy, so I can't really say anything about it. So where would I put my money? It would be on a Coley. And once again, I'm going for all stoppages, all 10th round stoppages. Another 10th round stoppage. I wonder what such bets would look like at the bookies. Maybe I should, but I never get around to it. So Coley, late fight stoppage is my pick. John Daly.
I'm tempted to go a bit earlier. I think Lawrence will get him out in the middle round.
Yes.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
And Lawrence could hold the entire time, and it could be horrible. But I'm hoping Lawrence remembers how to use his jab, because I've seen him do it now. Measures him, and Lawrence hits like a train when he hits someone.
Yeah, it does.
It's all, the problem is he spends a lot of time not throwing punches.
Yeah. He's not the most. He hasn't got the most fan-friendly style. He did pick up on the Shane McGuigan, but he's left Shane McGuigan now.
He's left Shane.
He's left Shane McGuigan, and he's now with Sugar Hill Stewart. So I don't know if that affects
How
you.
is he really with him though? Has he been training in America?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to stick with the middle round stoppage. Hopefully, that's out of optimism more than anything.
Well, hey, it's interesting. We got that fight. I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably cover it. It's a possibility.
I'm not sure that I'm brave enough to commit time to watching Lawrence fight.
Oh,
the amount of, I think on this channel I've described his jab like a blind man searching for a light switch in the dark.
Yeah.
It's just, he needs to have snap on his jab, and it needs to be prolific and varied for Lawrence to utilize his gifts. And his gift is not clinching. I don't want to see clinching.
Well, he's certainly good at the clinch. That's no doubt about that. There is no doubt.
Oh, he's obviously like good at it, but it's not wrestling. It's not wrestling, Raphie.
Well, it's not wrestling.
There's a reason that Greco-Roman wrestling is not a big money spectator sport.
There you go. It's not wrestling, and it's not very pleasing to the eye. Not very pleasing to the eye at all. But you know what? I think people have had their money's worth. They got 2 hours. They got 2 hours of fun. 2 hours of fun, people. So, it's definitely past our bedtimes. And so what can I say? The Iron Kong, thank you for jumping on earlier on. And then the John Daly, your final words. Thanks for jumping on, and your final words, please.
Hopefully, there'll be some good news at some point in boxing, because I'm feeling a bit let down lately.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm not even surprised at why that's happened.
I'm a bit surprised.
I'm afraid.
Sorry?
A bit of a downer for the last words, Raph, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, hey, it's what it is. It's not your fault Tyson Fury pulled out.
I'm not even happy about it. I would have quite happily paid my money to watch the fight.
Nobody's happy about it, I don't think.
Yeah.
Apart from Tyson Fury.
But I've been predicting it for a very long time.
Oh, yeah, you have.
And I'm not happy that I was right. That's
right. Right.
But, yeah, thanks for having me on, Raph. And
100. That was the John Daly people. Good enough to take some time out of his day, spend it over here at the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio on the original wrap-up show. Don't settle for any fake imitations, for any copying. Don't settle for the copying. Only settle for the original. The original. There was more on the ticket list. There was more topics on the list, but I thought we should spend some time looking at this situation. We've analyzed and dissected Tyson Fury before, but never has he been so disappointing. He made false allegations that he was going to donate his purse to the homeless, build homes for the homeless. He still ain't done that yet. That was disappointing. When he chose to fight Fury. Wilder, a third time. He lost the first one, he drew the first one, he won the second one, and signed a contract to fight him a third time. Whereas in the meantime, he was wasting Anthony Joshua's time, Eddie Hearn's time, Matchroom's time, The Zone's time, all along knowing that he was contractually tied to Dillian White, Deontay Wilder. That was disappointing. But I think this is more disappointing. We had, how many times has Tyson Fury walked away from the Undisputed? At least a couple times in recent times. But there was no contractual tie-ups this time. It's just Deontay Wilder playing silly buggers, messing around, messing other people around, trying to play mind games, trying to put a saddle on Alexander Usyk's back, trying to put a saddle on him, trying to put stirrups on him. And Alexander Usyk, at the end of the day, had to say, enough is enough. The big belly is out of control. You know what I mean? So we had to talk about it. Other topics, we'll get to them. In the meantime, I'll say thanks to everyone who took the time to come over here at the RDCR to talk about it. Watch out for the videos. So it's the Raphie Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it is the hitting the bell icon. Stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio. We are out. Blessed.